once again, the Axis don't have that much. They had a Verkenwerfer, but as we saw, that was taken away from the Axis. So right now, that Stug is the best AT they got. God damn it, Stug. The German campaign rests with you, and by God, it's actually doing quite well. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 bringing you another COH2 replay. This is a 2v2 on Crossing in the Woods. This has 2 American players and 2 German, 1 Wehrmacht, 1 OKW, not doubling up again. Although it would be pretty cool to have another, like, I guess, OKW team or Wehrmacht team versing it. Maybe. But in any case, you want to submit a replay like someone did here, submit to greyshotproductions@gmail.com, and I'll take a look. Anyway, like I said, we got 2 Americans, 1 already pushing. Wait. Yes, they're pushing against the Stern Pioneer squad. Alright, I guess he doesn't have any other men. I guess he was rushing for the fuel. His other men are in the back grabbing territory. Speaking of which, while they are grabbing that territory, their ranks are as followed. Allies have a small lead. In any case, you want to support the channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, or you can check out my Patreon. Again, early access to videos when they don't render improperly. Yeah, thanks 4K video. And a few other things. So, again, really helps out the channel, and thank you guys very much for your awesome support. Any case, Riflemen opening fire on the Sturm. Sturm's like keeping far enough back to where they can get in the building. Not a bad idea. Again, it triple cover plus, again, main priority is to get the fuel. Luckily, the Rifleman shot the guy out of the fuel, or at least part of the squad, so he can't capture it anymore. Meanwhile, Volk squads are returning fire on him. We have Kubel rushing on in. Yeah, Stern Pioneer's not going to win that fight. Honestly, as soon as the Rifleman squad moved in, you should have jumped in the house. That way you could survive longer until you had a Kubel. Kubel's actually an incredibly good unit. I know it may not seem like something you want to get, but combine that with the Sturms, you easily could have held back that squad. Meanwhile, the Riflemen charged up against the Volks, but with the Ration squad adding into that, they're definitely going to lose. Now the Kubel's being lit upon by 2 different forces, so it's probably not going to survive that much longer, especially with a rifle grenade possibly in its future. MG opening fire. Probably eating that 1 unit. Unfortunately, we have the Rifleman squad barely alive, and that Grenadier squad might get a kill on it. No, he's focusing on the echelon. Okay, not a bad idea. Focus on the bigger threat. Oh, wait, yeah, the MG's still alive, and they're falling back to base. Okay. I wonder, he's probably going to retreat, isn't he? No, he's going back to grab territory. Okay. Oh, no, he's retreating. Okay, that's what I thought. Grenadier squad's going to capture the territory. At least they'll have fuel on the right. On the left, however, the American is doing a little better. Yeah, so able to grab the fuel. It's going to be connected with that star, so that'll be good to have. Volk squad's now in heavy cover, opening fire. We have additional Volk squads over here. Stern Pioneers coming on in. That Rifleman squad's going to fall back almost immediately. And maybe able to hurt 1 squad while this is all going down. Most likely the squad not in heavy cover, which would be the Sturms, I would assume. Now they have multiple squads opening fire in that 1 Sturm, Sturm squad. So, yeah, it's going to be beaten back pretty quick. Oh, please don't die. Please don't die. Okay, it's not. The Rifleman squad's barely alive. Meanwhile, we have more Volk squads being deployed. We have Overwatch Doctrine, artillery, and some Knights Goliaths to make go to go bump in the night against the American forces and possibly blow them. Why would you get back in the building? You want to get out of there. Okay, I think you realized, like, yeah, I'm shit out of luck. I need to retreat. Do you have grenades, maybe? Is that why? You have no grenades. I have no idea why you did that. Anyway, we got also what? Going fortified armor, so the lock area is down. And also smoke and recon, so nice supportive abilities as well. Not just the, additional stats for armor, but, just helps for them fighting or keeping them alive. Like the command tank increases the damage armor units can take. Meanwhile, Desert Fox, Heavy Cav Company, which heavier infantry with bazookas. I cannot understate the power of those bazooka teams with the Rangers and the Pershing. And we also got Calliope with long-range weapons like LMGs and also some recon with airstrikes and also a half-track for transport. Anyway, Volk squad gonna have some issues against that lieutenant. They're also gonna run into that entire blob. I don't think this Volk squad's gonna live, especially if he's gonna block it. He's trying to block it. It's gonna be close. Damn, he was like, Samson's like, I'm gonna send some troops over to help, and yeah, he just got murdered. Ugh. What is currently having some issues too is MG setting on up. American force Still having some presence over here. The mortars in the back just opening fire. But it looks like Grenadier squads, although half dead, are able to push back most of Desert Fox's forces. So that's pretty good. Managing to kind of push them into this back to base. Also push the mortar back. At least they grabbed the star. I still have their fuel under their control. Unfortunately, his teammate's having a bit more issues. He's having trouble just leaving his base. Although, of course, he has territory outside of it, which is good. My only concern would be if the rifleman keeps picking him off and also holding the star. Now, I'm not saying he can't hold that territory. Obviously not. Like, again, the American player, if played well, it's fine if he holds it. The problem is that's also holding the Axis munitions and double stars. That's two key points that are incredibly terrible if you are an Axis member, because you kind of want the munitions, especially if you when a doctrine that relies a lot on munitions, like a Goliath, which, you know, to pump out the Goliaths you need munitions, or what that has a bunch of support abilities that needs munitions, and you can't use smoke, you can't use recon, or, you know, maybe just the basic Panzerfaust or other things if you don't have a constant supply of munitions. Meanwhile, we have double MG kind of holding the front. Smoke went down. Heavy cav. It's like, oh, you have an MG? All right. Smoke from the sky. And, yeah, they're doing just that and able to push back the MG with ease. Grenadiers on standby. Do you have grenades yet? You have no grenades. That is disappointing. I see two good grenade targets right there. MG redeploying onto left. Luckily, smoke can't be shot for another 30 seconds. So that's going to be a good thing to kind of hold back a lot of the American forces and, you know, take it back. Now, luckily, with all that going down, Samson managed to grab the middle star and is grabbing the munitions, so it's a little more even now. However, I'm also noticing something kind of big. All of his men are very low on health. All of them are at least half dead. Oh, except for the recon squad. Why? Well, he didn't get the medical base out. He did now, which is good. At least he got the medical out so we can heal his men. But I immediately saw there's no way you're going to survive very long against any force. You're going to lose that squad, aren't you? You're oh my god, you were so lucky. You were so freaking lucky that squad didn't die. Any case, Riflemen moving on in. Recon squad still opening fire. Multiple Riflemen coming on in with bars and LMGs to put a lot of pressure against that recon squad. It doesn't even have the upgrade yet, so yeah, it's kind of screwed, honestly. I would get out of there unless you're just having it there just to take the fire, which, that's great. But these Americans will continue to shred you in the meantime, so I don't know. You may want to get out of the building. So, meanwhile, we got the other American squad went off by itself. And again, surprise, surprise, guy in heavy cover wins. Go figure. So, they're still bringing pressure. They are holding out pretty damn long, so that's good. Although their territory was just decapped. I'm going to assume by a Volk squad or something maneuvering through. I don't see any dead bodies, so maybe it was red. Not entirely sure who did that. Well, whoever did it, thank God, because that is now cutting off a lot of resources for the American, putting them into a bit of more dire situation, while the Germans reorganize their forces to hold against, well, an American counterattack. This Stuart's pretty deadly in terms of firsting infantry, because it can just shred it very quickly. Same thing with light armor. It's a very, very good light tank, probably my favorite in the game, but there is a catch. What has a pack gun? So most likely, if he can line up the shot, he should be fine and be able to hold his front. However, if the Stuart can flank around and not be hit by a Panzerfaust and able to do quite a bit of damage, that pack gun's gonna have a lot more issues. I don't see any teller mines or anything in play or on the flank or anything. So an example would be, oh wait, hold on. We have a American mine right there. So there is a mine. Okay. Not bad. Okay. So I love the Stuart. Like, yeah, we're not going to fight him. But you know what? Samson sounds like a pretty good target. So we'll go after him. They're still holding munitions, which is giving them 53 munitions per turn. That is pretty awesome. Why are you retreating that? Did he hear... Did he hear the AA half-track and be like, oh shit, oh my god, they have something massive? And it's like, no, that's just your teammate. So I really have no idea. They brought the MG, but the MG I guarantee you was not set up, and they could have charged it. So, and also remember, there's smoke. Ally is smoke. It's like, hey, dude, can you do the smoke? Yeah, sure, that's fine. So I have no idea why he ran the fuck away, but he did. Minesweeper's in play to make sure, of course, he can detect anything. We have smoke coming down the MG. Forces are pulling on back. The mortar should pull back. Stewart taking some hits. I wonder from what. I wonder from what. You do have a grenade finally, thank God. Oh, no you don't. It's just the Ranger squad having the native upgrade already done. I kind of forget that some American units have the grenade ability, which you don't need the upgrade for, but other special units of the Americans, it's the opposite. A little weird. Anyway, MG retreating, but the other MG is repositioned over here with the pack gun guarding it. He's probably going to heal his men up real quick, although where... Hold on, do you have an ambulance? So now, yeah, this American player has the same issue. He has men deployed on the front, but they're already weakened in a critical state, so they're not going to do as well. Meanwhile, we have American forces opening fire against the Sturm Pioneer squad, easily shredding it. Again, I believe he has a bar and an LMG. Hold on, let me confirm that before. Don't want to say anything that would be off. No, actually, we have 4 rifles and 1 single LMG, which is now opening fire against the Jaeger Light Infantry Squad, which has gotten the upgrade, which, again, not bad. Not bad. It's, again, if used practically, it can definitely do a lot of damage against the enemy, but the problem is Rangers and or Riflemen with LMG is probably not something you really want to face from the American side, so it might be a little bit more of an issue. Watt is actually doing pretty damn well. He's still pushing in on left. Unfortunately, though, the Major's like, yeah, I'm going to come over here and just help you out, because I can't keep up this fight. Oh, God, he's retreating, and this might be the fault of retreating in that direction. Oh, no. Oh, he's walking right in the path of all those men. He took a lot of damage, but luckily they did get out. MG's firing, but they're all... Yeah, they're all going to focus fire the MG and kill it. Also, we have a plane coming in for anti-infantry strafe. Does get a hit on target, but the target's already dead, so there's that. Rifleman opening fire against the Grenadier squad. Grenadiers should win that one fight. I don't think they're going to win against the Ranger squad. Oh, nope. Oh, it's so close, but he's not in cover. I thought he was going to get in the cover. He's not. It's not going to win. So now Watt's men have pretty much been declawed, I would say, thoroughly. Like, don't get me wrong, another MG setting up. Rangers are definitely not going to take that territory. And nice job, Samson took the MG away from the American in case you wanted to take it. But there's still a major issue. Watt lost a good chunk of his men. Luckily, he's getting an Oswin, but let's see what the Americans have to counter. They still have the Stuart. It can't go that many hits, but it can do some damage against an Oswin. There is that. The Major has no AT. So right now, the Oswin actually is a really good unit to have because the enemy has no AT, and really all of his main weapons can't really deal against medium armor all that well. So really, best of both worlds scenario. Desert Fox as well has not gotten the Major upgrade, and the Major has gotten the Major upgrade, but is at least 2 to 3 minutes away from fuel. That's 2 to 3 minutes of free targets for the Oswin. Essentially there's nothing that can stop it. Now Samson did activate an ability, Valiant Assault, or For the Fatherland. Sorry, again, this one, as we can see here, increases defensive bonus and movement speed in friendly territory. So it's good for protecting your forces within their own territories. I mean, again, that's good. It's a counter to like 4 Mother Rush or something. So yeah, it's a defensive ability, while 4 Mother Rush is more aggressive in that stance. But in any case, or I guess Valiant Assault. But anyway, Grenadiers trying to grab that point, I assume. Pack Gun's still helping on out. And what the fuck happened to your Oswind? Like, I literally just promoted it and said, yes, it's great. And then in the span of not even a minute, it somehow dies. Like, what? Did this thing kill it? No. What? Oh, the Rangers. The Rangers got bazookas. That's what did it. Okay. Fair play, Rangers. Fair play. Again, you can't underestimate the goddamn Ranger bazooka team. It is incredibly potent, and is something that you really don't want to deal with as a German now, because they will I've seen these things shred king tigers. That's how strong they are. So be very careful. So never mind. Oswin sucks. Or just got trashed by Bazooka Team Man. Yeah, he has 3 bazookas in there. So yeah, it probably did quite a bit. MG currently not positioned in the best position because again, it should probably be guarding this area of a charge. Grenades being thrown. Probably gonna be very close to decrewing it. It gets all but 2 models at very low health. AT gun has been removed from play, so the Americans could grab the pack. And in the meantime, yeah, this whole thing's going down. But we should also give a hand to Samson, who's actually counteracting the Major. Major on the defensive now as the Axis forces charge. There seems to be a major artillery strike coming down against that MG. Most of the men, whatever reason, are actually in front of the MG, far away. So the artillery shouldn't kill that MG at all. It should be fine. Anyway, suppression being played by the MG. We also a half-track being hit by the Verkenwerfer, pushing it back. So overall, not too shabby across the board. Yeah, he wants to pull back. He's like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this. Peace. Let's see. We have a shot going off. Actually, quite a few shots going off. Verkenwerfer and MG are still there, with Volk squads kind of making sure they hold on to the fuel. With the MG suppressing them, and against MG42, not the MG34, which, again, definitely helps with suppression, definitely helps a lot more with keeping units back. So, at the bare minimum, it's going to be a close fight. I think for the first time, Samson will win this battle. I'm going to say that, unless something major oh, God, that's a lot of howitzers. Oh, no. Oh, big old blob coming in over here. Unfortunately, as you can see here, this Jaeger Light Infantry Recon Squad doesn't have a grenade. Although it does have Vet 3 powers. So, damn, it's pretty good. Remember, it gets up to Vet 5 being OKW. So, Vet 3 is advanced rifle training. And, well, I'll figure out the rest in a moment. Volk Squad still hiding in the building. Probably should have rushed up to help. Even at close range, the close range Volk Squad is pretty potent. So, anyways, what, smoke coming down? No, I'm sorry. It's the P-47 Recon Pass. Okay, not the strafe, just the pass. Meanwhile, we have a fuel cache going down with the Desert Fox actually taking over a good chunk of right. I wonder if actually he placed a mine here that detonated the Oswind. I'm assuming, because he's actually placing a number of mines with his doctrine, which, by the way, as you can see here, mines are available for riflemen by this doctrine. So, for those who are like, wait, American doesn't really have good mines. Yeah, they do for certain doctrines. Anyway, Sherman opening fire on the Verkenwerfer. Gets a nice kill. You have explosive rounds on, right? You do. Man, all right. 10 points already for you, man. You'd be surprised how many times I see armor-piercing rounds. Oh, God. Those are bad days. Anyway, Stern Pioneer Squad going in, trying to get the kill along with 2 Panzer Grenadier Squads, neither of which have a goddamn Panzerschreck, so I don't know what they're going to do. There's also a big old blob coming on in. All Vet 2 or Vet 3. Very, very potent infantry coming on in with LMGs and bars. Panzer 4, though, deploying to counteract. We have another American fighting force coming in on that flank, using the bazooka teams with ease. Bundle grenade trying to put it into that Ranger squad, but not. Oh, AT grenade hitting the Panzer 4. Ranger squad going in for the kill, backed up by additional American forces. They need smoke or something to come down. Unfortunately, as we all know, the Overwatch Doctrine doesn't exactly have smoke that they can easily deploy from off map like the American. So, yeah, Rangers will lead the way in this battle and just annihilate that. Now, luckily, the Obsidian Squad was able to at least get one of the bazooka teams off. So, not a amazing victory, but, you know, take anything you can get. Stug has been deployed because it's like, all right, you know, let's have something cheap to fight armor. And, yeah, that's a good thing because armor's coming on in. And once again, the Axis don't have that much. They had a Verkenwerfer, but as we saw, that was taken away from the Axis. So right now, that Stug is the best AT they got. God damn it, Stug. The German campaign rests with you. And by God, it's actually doing quite well. Apparently, the American force kind of forgot about it. Stug quickly knocks out the Sherman, even though the Stuart could have easily, again, vision blocked it or done a number of other things. So, interesting. Another Sherman coming on in. Stug taking way too much attention. Luckily, backed up by Verkenwerfer. So, as soon as, yep, smoke clears, it gets a nice shot on the Sherman, pulls it back. Additional German infantry kind of pouring on in. Watt's forces have pushed on right, though his force has pretty much been neutered. His MGs and Grenadiers from before have all been wiped So that just leaves him with Panzer Grenadiers to deploy, which is a ballsy move because, again, they work better at close range rather than long. Calliope falling on back could be a good hit right in this sector against all that. Double howitzers opening fire, but alas, not exactly good armor killers now, are they? Stug trying to get a shot, manages to do so, but he sure manages to get the hell out of there. We have a artillery blast coming on in. Might kill the Verkenwerfer. He's pulling that back, but otherwise, totally fine. Stuart and additional forces by Desert Fox opening fire against the incoming Panzer Grenadiers that are just trying to hold them back so that way the Calliope is safe. I don't think he... Well, nope. Bundle grenade missing. Oh, so close. Might get a kill. Not able to. Damn it. Meanwhile, Stug is opening fire, but alas, missing most of his shots once again. Pulling on back, we have additional forces coming on in with that Ranger squad coming back up to the front. Trying to get a nice shot on Stug, but still just far enough back. Plus, we have the MG trying to suppress it. Hopefully gets the kill. Nice kill grenade. I have no idea. He just died right there. I befuddled. He just died. I didn't even see the grenade indicator or anything. Did he throw a grenade? Hold on. He'll tell me in a second. I don't think he threw a grenade. I don't think he did. I think he just died. Hot damn. That was that melted him really quick. Meanwhile, Desert Fox and the Major both have good fighting forces, although maybe Major's going a little too much with artillery, but he still has some infantry, not as much as well, not as much as like a frontline support, I would say, as Desert Fox, but it's fine. It's okay. I don't know. Out of the bunch, I still think Major probably has a better suite because it's more. He has a little more variation with his armor, rather than having the armor die from a Stug that you could have retreated from. And he does have double MGs as well with a mortar, where the Major's like, okay, double howitzer and one single MG, and it's an MG34 of all things. So that's incredibly effective. So really, I'm just relying on these Vet 3 supercharged infantry to really do damage. And of course the howitzers, which are doing a bit of damage. Meanwhile, we have, oh god, what coming on around, hitting those, hitting the MG crew, pulling it back. We also have a, hold on. Nope, rear echelon's like, we're out. We're not dealing with that, and gonna get away from that Panzer Grenadier squad. Meanwhile, we have Panzer Grenadiers coming on in against the Ranger, pulling it back. Artillery's coming in, easily killing the Verkenwerfer, which is very easy to kill, so maybe not a huge plus there, but hey, you knocked out the AT gun. Now what we have to do is keep the Germans from taking it. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, shots on target, trying to hit the AA gun and the Sherman. Sherman does take a direct hit. AA gun is managing to get back up to vet 2, so very good job with that. Actually, a lot of the infantry here is getting highly vetted. Now, again, I'll criticize What, because his men have pretty much died except for all one. One of them has vet 3, which is good, but a lot of them have died. Like, he lost another Panzer Grenadier squad since the last time I checked it. So yeah, unit preservation wise could be a little bit better. But overall, they're still holding back against the American, and they're still trying to hold on to those VP points, which, as you can see, they're focusing on. Also, I love how he blew up the mine, but he placed a teller mine near it, so maybe again, if something is spotted, he'll be like, oh, that's my own mine. He might think of it as, or he might not think of it as second thought if he's not paying attention. A trick you can do is remove the enemy mine and place your own mine on top of it, so if a minesweeper goes over it, if they're paying attention, they can tell the difference between a teller mine and an American mine, because the American mine, for example, has 3, or the Soviet mine is smaller compared to the teller mine, whatever the case may be. But if they're just going through and they're just saying stuff down and they're like, oh yeah, there's a thing on the ground, yeah, I placed that, they may not pay attention. So there is that small little piece. Again, a lot of people will be compliant with a lot of basic stuff. It's one of those things where they just get used to it. Like, again, you don't think of it second nature. Now, there are some Kotu streamers, rightfully so, that can overanalyze and predict enemy movements, and also predict strategies, and also immediately recognize, like, traps. Unfortunately, most of the Kotu community cannot do that. So anything you can do to just cause confusion is great. Meanwhile, Jagdpanzer and Stug opening fire on the Pershing. Alas, the Stug is having some trouble with penetration. Meanwhile, we got a plane crash almost on the Ostwind. That would be a second one. Meanwhile, American forces AT grenade the Ostwind, while the Stuart takes some nice shots on it. Up to 14 kills. Somehow killed a friendly unit there, not entirely sure. Hey, buddy, pal, friend of mine. Look, your Stuart's great, but unless you stop him from firing, that thing is going to shred you quite quickly. Plus the Stoogs over here, and Pack Gun barely misses, by the way. Yeah, you should have dropped smoke, or you should have done something in terms of, I don't know, shell shock. If you couldn't do that, well, you're pretty much screwed anyway. Artillery's coming down that sector. We have Volk squads, and we have Jaeger Light Infantry squads trying to hold on to this point. Do what he can with what he got. Show me what you got. Well, I got a Vet 4 Jaeger squad. And planes falling from the sky. Thanks, AA. At least both sides have AA now, so pretty much the P-47s and also the Sector Assault are pretty much null and void after the first run. If at all, because literally they will die if they stay on the field for like 5 more seconds. Meanwhile, grenade being thrown once again. Americans like, yeah, I'm just going to keep walking that way, and dodge most of the shots. Again, small problem is there's a lot of German infantry here, so we will have to pull back. Panzer Grenadiers, incredibly good close range. And again, for these weapons to be effective, well, first off, Bazooka Team might not be as effective against infantry. Secondly, you might want to keep them at a distance with an LMG and bar, but that's just me. I mean, look, if you're close range, fine, but once again, it just melts. It just melts. I don't know what's hitting it, but damn, another Panzer Grenadier squad just gets melted. Anyway, nice AT grenades, almost killing the Stug. It'll be hilarious if he gets the howitzers from back here and tells him to fire long range, because they do have an anti-tank barrage. You can't hit armor. That is a thing. I love it how a howitzer has an anti-tank barrage, but whatever. Sherman pulling on back. We have the captain charging forward. He is opening fire. Wait, is that Thompson? He does have a Thompson. And, yeah, he has his bar. Now, American forces might try to get a kill on that Opel Sedan, but no, Verkenwerfer is a bigger threat. Meanwhile, they have taken over, good for them, a large portion of the map. They have all 3 victory points. They have the, right now, they have the enemy munitions decapped. They have a decent amount of artillery coverage across the entire map, plus armor to boot with the Pershing all the way up to the Calliope. So the Allies are doing incredibly well. Axis, what are you doing? You have a Jagdpanzer, very good for counteracting armor, especially if he can just keep hitting him over and over again from different angles. We have an Oswind that's assisting, but once again, has to be very careful with that Oswind because of all sorts of stuff. Luckily, though, Calliope decides to fire all of its missiles into that sniper nest, so luckily no missiles really hitting the enemy. So that's a plus and a bit of a fail, but you know, who hasn't fired a full volley of their rockets into a building by accident? I mean, come on, everyone does it. Everyone. Pershing deploying onto the left. It looks like they're trying to stop the Pioneers from going in. Nice Teller mine as a backup for a charge. I also like how his minesweepers detect the mines that have been causing hell for his forces, so that's good. P-47 recon, again, trying to identify any target they possibly can. Last just crashes near the German base, luckily not on the base. American forces coming on in. Now, again, cover is the directional, so again, if he's cover here and the Americans come this way, that's why they did it, because they just want to shred the unit, because that direction will show them in no cover. Meanwhile, grenade being thrown once again, kind of missing, although bundle grenade gets a really nice hit on that rifleman squad. American blob, though, coming on in. Oh god, that is something that you don't have enough for a bundle grenade. That is something a grenade or artillery, something needs to fix. There is an Oswind there that's opening fire, but they do have a bazooka team plus AT grenades, so that's to watch out. But we'll see what happens with this. American blob just shredding the infantry once again. Oswind as well trying to put shots on, but not a model dead yet. Barely any health loss. Pershing just staying on back, trying to put shots on target if they push on up. And it looks like the Axis are advancing. I mean, look, they're not a huge army right now, but they're still potent. Wetzel has a really good Oswind that's providing some good coverage. So there you go, 11 kills. Although the American forces have 27 kills. Holy shit, these Americans are just murdering the Germans quite effectively. Samson, like, is probably the best with some really nice vetted infantry, but overall, they're still falling back for the most part. Although in this fight, with the Osman supporting, finally, the Germans are able to hold on to a point. Oh, God. Anyway, MG and Verkenwerfer kind of guarding over this point, so an armor push would be unlikely, though Recon could identify these things and a Calliope burst could neutralize them quite quickly. Howitzers are still in play, by the way, and this thing has only 2 kills, but Vet 2. Yeah, go figure on that one. Recon's overhead, so most likely going to try to identify target. Plane crashes, once again, not near anything. Calliope might open fire against the defenses. Pershing just saying F it and charging the building. Literally, he's charging into the building. And I don't blame him. Because, fun fact, you can actually ram a tank into a building and cause structural damage to it. So, as you can see. Again, you can ram a building and actually cause damage. So, you don't need to just keep shooting at it. Calliope opening fire against the MG. Probably going to remove that from play very quickly. Meanwhile, German forces did take mid with the Obersoldaten and are now using the For the Fatherland ability to hold on to this sector quite effectively, or at least more effectively. Major trying to help out, but being shredded very quickly. Panzergrenadiers rolling on in. Lieutenant trying to put shots on the Jagdpanzer, not a bad idea. Rangers have been deployed. I'm assuming you're going to equip them with bazookas, as you lost your other squad, which does definitely suck. Pershing is though opening fire, not too many kills yet. We have another Stu coming on in, pointing shots on target. Trying to push them on back. And that seems to be working. They're falling back. Meanwhile, we have the Rifleman squad that unfortunately walked into a bit of an issue. Luckily, Samson managed to push him back with the Volk squads. Although Jackson's opening fire on the Jagdpanzer. Definitely needs to pull that sucker back. Honestly, not even that far. The pack gun's right there. So he could really help. I don't know if that was direct fire or not, but he did miss. So that was good. Anyway, we have an MG kind of guarding over this territory. We have Pioneers grabbing the stuff on the right. And hopefully removing the mines that were set down by Desert Fox. Meanwhile, we got the Major coming in with a lot of infantry to hopefully counteract this general area. For Kenwerfer and Pack 40 are kind of just watching over, waiting for that Jackson to advance. Problem is right now the infantry kind of moving on in because I don't see much of a anti-infantry really on the field. So again, that's going to be a major concern for the Germans for this moment until the Ostwind probably moves on in. But no, the Ostwind's actually guarding mid. He fortified it for some reason. I mean, it's not a bad idea, so they guard the point, but yeah, it's definitely a bit weird where they may be better suited to fight this stuff. Though, with the Ranger squad there, I 100% get it. You don't want to engage the Ranger squad with the Bazooka team. They are incredibly dangerous because of the fact of their very high DPS damage. So yeah, you definitely want to keep your distance away from them. Panzergrenadiers once again moving on in. And we got American forces trying to take this point along with stopping Pioneers from grabbing the other point. So it's very close, but right now the Allies definitely have advantage. And right now they have the range. Again, just the Panzergrenadiers can't do much, and the Americans are already shredding them. It is not looking good. That's why I'm always like hesitant against something like this, because they're very good close range. And yeah, maybe you get a lucky grenade on either side against the target. In this situation, the Ostwind did truly help in that fight, and the Panzergrenadiers were able to hold. But I think maybe a different commander might have been better suited. Maybe one with G43s with Panzergrenadiers if you want to do that, because again, that way you can help fight. Now, luckily, he's getting double stuged, and the nice howitzer hit knocked out the MG and also the howitzer, so good for him. That should allow the German to move on in. Again, good stug. Oh, he only got 4 kills. Maybe he only hit one thing then. Okay, the MG was already decrewed before then. Sure, right? Why not? Why not? Why not indeed? Anyway, putting shots against the mine that he believes is there, which he's 100% accurate. It is, so I'm assuming he saw the American place it down. That's wonderful. It's like, we know there's a high explosive over there, but we can't kill it yet. Damn. Pershing moving on in to put shots on the Ostwind, but not doing too much because, again, he's fortified. Although realizing, yeah, I can't survive that fight, gets out of it, and then walks forward. Oh my god, they're putting shots on the Pershing. Luckily, Stu coming in to assist. Desert Fox doing pretty well in terms of overall fuel manpower. Not a huge reserve, but he has enough to where if something happens to his Pershing, he has enough to deploy another one. Jackson opening fire. Again, booby-trapping the point. That's what the air squad is doing right now. Might walk onto it as it booby-traps it, which could cause some friendly fire damage. Nope, gets off before it explodes. MG opening fire against the troops. Artillery from the Major came down. Again, Vet 2 gets additional... Oh, man, it just exploded. Damn it. Anyway, the Major gets additional artillery shells for the Rapid Barrage. And again, Rapid Barrage is only 60 munitions. And not bad, nice little artillery strike. It's like the Panzer Commander. Like, I love that artillery strike. It's 80 munitions and incredibly potent for the armor to get through heavy defenses. Speaking of which, Desert Fox is once again taking the right. There are some defenses over here with the bunker, but unfortunately he just went around. Again, go the long way, and you could use the bazooka team to possibly kill it, or maybe an AT gun, or Sherman, whatever the case may be. Oswind, by the way, up to 30 kills. Hot damn, that Oswind. Although I have to give the MVP this to the Riflemen, because they have been doing a lot of work, and preservation-wise, he hasn't lost any of the Riflemen yet, or at least he hasn't gotten a new squad or recruit up yet. They've been pretty consistent with staying alive and murdering German forces quite effectively. Oswind pulling on back, though. It looks like they're going after it. Fantastic bundle grenade. Just kills that unit. So, yeah, okay, never mind. He just lost some. I always jinx it. I always jinx it. If you're new to my replays, I always jinx what will happen. Mine going off. I thought he cleared it, but he did not. So, right now, yeah, Jackson might want to get back to base before it, well, goes kablooey. Jagdpanzer moving on in, most likely trying to hit that crippled Calliope with a flash shot. AA gun actually coming in for the save against the AT unit Pioneer Squad and the Jagdpanzer. I assume this thing is going to die. It does, but that will... I wonder if that was on purpose. It will give the Major more population to deploy stuff, so I wonder if he's going to deploy some heavier armor that would cost a lot more. They couldn't, or maybe not couldn't, but he didn't want to risk deploying it with a lower population. Again, spitballing if I have to assume, but remember, it's like he's getting out of this now, otherwise he'll be at like 65, and with that half track I think it would be 8, so yeah, you'd be, but again, that also limits your anti-air capabilities, so I don't know. Anyway, Jackson opening fire on the Stu, pushing it back, very low on health. Alas, not able to get the kill, but the strafe comes in. I don't know if that was his own men, but they are suppressed, and I don't see any MGs around, so I'm not making an assumption, but, you know, I'm making an assumption. Meanwhile, Pershing and Jackson opening fire once again on the German armor, pushing back the Ostwind with ease. Bazooka team as well on standby, although probably not the best engagement. The versatile Sudan, they should have enough firepower to at least hold it back, I assume, with their base rifles. But here come the Panzer Grenadiers, and at least these ones haven't died yet, so that's good. Moving on in, just gonna shred the infantry. Stuka is prepped and ready to fire against every target from the back. Gets a good hit. Panzer Grenadiers might be able to get 1 or 2 kills, depending if they can chase those guys down and do enough damage. I don't think they are going to be able to. So yeah, they're just going to shred the mortar in the meantime. Calliope opening fire, barely misses the Volk squad, does get a single good hit in, but it could have been a lot worse. Calliope realizing a mistake, pulls on back before he gets Panzerfausted, and yeah, the German will take over mid. Again, the reason why they're focusing on the VP points is because of the fact they need it. They need those VP points back. So those 100 points, the difference is, it's like 5 to 1 VP point difference. Yeah, they need it back hard. Though the Germans are slowly getting a decent army. Samson's veterancy is just on point. Look, vet 5, vet 5, vet 5, vet 2, vet 2, vet... Like, they're all incredibly highly vetted, except for the armor. The armor, the Jagdpanzer, unfortunately, did meet its maker from some long-range shots, but even with that, at least his veteran infantry is able to push over onto these points. Meanwhile, we have the Sherman advancing on the Ostwind. That's a hell of a gamble. I would have waited for the Rangers, but with the Rangers, they should be able to kill it if they can see it. He's dropping smoke. Oh, God. Gets some great shots in. Manages to push back the Ostwind. Ostwind's so close to dying. It's not even funny. We have artillery coming on in, I assume from the Major. I have to assume it's from a Major. I have to assume. Luckily, he realizes this pulls out, because one of those artillery shells could probably kill that Ostwind, honestly. Very, very close. Stuka's also on standby, ready to fire momentarily. American forces are advancing, but they have German forces coming in from behind. Though, again, some rifleman squads from behind or in from the front are coming back to kill it, and then they'll focus on the Panzer Grenadier squad and have hopefully a better chance at winning. Meanwhile, double Stugs are moving up to the front. Maybe hit the Jackson, but they get out of range. And Bottle Grenade gets a 2-for-1 deal. So that's pretty damn good. Good job, almost done. Stuka coming on in. Hitting his own men. Stuka, I don't know, but fun fact. The Wehrmacht is not your enemy right now. That would be the Americans. Don't bomb your own guys, huh? Let's see. You actually got how many kills? Friendly fire? Or no friendly fire deaths, but you definitely hurt the armor. I'll say that. All right, so they're opening fire again. It's definitely a battle to the death. Although the guys with Thompsons are gonna say is the MVP, but with no real long range AT on the front, the Flak Panzer's like, I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and hope you take the point. And to be fair, it is working like a charm. Looks like we have major artillery though, about to come on to that point. I would assume it's major artillery. What the hell is it? Oh, it's a fake barrage. That's what it is. Okay, I was like, what is that? And then nothing came. Maybe a fake barrage? It's taking a sweet time. I'm assuming it was a fake barrage. Anyway, infantry kind of pouring on in. You still have the captain fighting over the point. Make sure that it keeps the Germans from taking it. And as long as they have 1 point on their side, they're going to do great. Because again, now slowly wear down the enemy. I love this squad just hiding here. Oh god, Pershing moving on in. Probably reveal that squad momentarily. Double Stug opening fire, but again, having issues penetrating the Pershing's armor. They are taking a number of hits, but the Stugs are lighting it up. And they are knocking out the Jackson right as it was firing. I think that was more of the pack, honestly, doing a bit more of that. Ranger squad coming on in, a bit late. Seriously, like, goddamn. Doing a ton of damage versus the Ostwind. One more good barrage, and it is a goner, so it needs to pull back immediately. Bazooka teams open fire, get no direct hits, and the armor manages to survive. So good job making it out alive. Meanwhile, American forces counterattacking on left. It looks like Samson has done a good job, even with a smaller army, at just harassing the Major and pushing him back. So good job, at least causing the Americans to just lose it. Now we have a conga line coming into effect with Americans in the front, Jackson's in the middle, and artillery in the back. Artillery's opening fire. I'm assuming trying to hit that Obsidian as he moves over, and luckily gets a nice couple hits to pull it back to base, but really you shouldn't get anything else. Jackson's kind of chilling, trying to run over troops, I believe. Obsidian being hit by some long-range infantry, so not too shabby. Yeah, definitely pushing them back, so that's good. Anyway. Oh, we have Obsidian throwing down the smoke to push them back. Huge push coming on in, and it looks like some Rangers or something died. We have a lot of dead bazooka teams. Maybe the Lieutenant. I think the Lieutenant died. Meanwhile, with all those dead and down, it's either the Germans can get the bazooka teams, or the Americans could. The Americans probably wouldn't need it. Oh, God. Desert Fox lost quite a bit. Yeah, they just grabbed the bazooka teams, because why the F not? Let's give them to our engineers. Pershing up to Vet 2, but not many kills under its belt. Meanwhile, by the way, that should be as a negative, because if like the Pershing's killing all the armor, that's great. The reason I also bring that up is because they really haven't been doing that all that much. A little bit, but not as much as maybe the Sherman could kill them. Again, right now that pack and the double Stug is a big issue. Separating them, I think you have a better shot at killing at least one, especially when you're backed up by a Jackson or something else like that. Like, if this guy brought up his Jacksons, backed up with a Pershing and fought them outside the pack range, I think you'd be doing a lot better. In any case, we have Recon overhead just looking over. I'm assuming he's going to shoot down immediately, and almost crashes into Samson's men. You bet Samson's men's like, whew, that could have been horrifying for us, but hey, we survived. Unfortunately, same cannot be said for some American men that died under that Stuka barrage. Luckily, they are pulling on back. We have artillery coming down. Fire is currently hitting them, doing quite a bit of damage. Some nice shots on target. Oh, great howitzer hit. American might get the kill if he focuses. He is, and gets the highly vetted Jaeger squad. Second squad also pulling on back, not falling for that grenade. Artillery's coming down, maybe from their major, or smoke. Maybe it was just smoke. Nope, it is actually artillery coming down. So, American player, watch out. Meanwhile, it looks like, what's like... Maybe I should focus on the right-hand side. And although there's an MG here, he could go all the way around. So there is that small option available. Panzer Grenadiers grabbing mid. And the left side, no one's taking it. Looks like he had to fall back and maybe left a weapon behind. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It will go back to... It will either go back to the Americans or it will be given to the Germans. One of those two options will happen. Let's see what does actually happen. It goes to the Obelsodan because of course it does. Major coming on in, actually getting some decent shots up to vet 3. Unfortunately, because of the map and how it's structured, you can't really have him lock down the point because he's so close to the front and already so vulnerable. Anyone that's going for that point will most likely shoot him. And the Major can't take that many hits. So yeah, good idea. Just pull back. Anyway, Panzer Grenadiers just rushing all over the place. Does exactly what I said it would. Push back the MG, Ostwind, and a bunch of Stooks helping on the right. Desert Fox needs to focus back on his side because if he loses that right, it could definitely be bad for his team. Because they're so close to winning this in terms of VP points that just a little more would do wonders. Anyway, Calliope just hitting quite a number of the Sturm squads. Snuka returning fire, I assume. Oh, needs to get back inside. Oh, you poor son of a bitch. Oh, you're so lucky he dodged it. Howitzer, though, again, only one vet 3-1 now. You have a lot of infantry over here. Do we have an AT gun? No. I'm assuming maybe... Again, I don't know why he would explosive rounds. Because they're going to move out of the way, especially when the armor's charging. Stug's firing some last pop shots from afar. Bazooka teams... Oh, my God. Bazooka teams moving in. That would be the pioneers that got the bazookas, mind you. They may not look all that deadly, but by God, they do have some AT. Light vehicle oh, medium tank got destroyed. Where? Desert Fox? Desert Fox lost something. Okay, and plane crash. All right. Now, the Germans did lose their munitions again, so that's a negative, but they're still holding on to their major point, and this MG42 is guarding this point. Maybe drop some smoke, get close. Oh, he doesn't have a lot of munitions. Although, it's funny, because he doesn't have a lot of munitions right now, but he has 58 munitions per turn. So he won't get that as long as they hold on to those key points. King Tiger's on the field. That can be very bad for the Allies, as, you know, it's a big freaking heavy tank. But, on the counterpoint, if the Jackson's moving with the Pershing, that should make quick work of it, I would say, pretty damn soon. So we'll see how they play this up. Right now, if I had to say, like, the big thing is unit preservation. Like, a lot of really good veterancy on these units. Also, and apparently, the Major's throwing the unit preservation out the door when I say that, because he's charging the King, and it's not going to win. There's too many pack guns, too many defenses. Like, I don't know what you're planning on, but you should have waited for him to charge. You doing that literally costs you all of your armor on the field. Yeah, that was horrifying. Luckily, Calliope did kill an Obelsodan, but still, not worth losing 3 Jacksons over. Not worth it. Desert Fox somehow now is a larger army. He, right now, pretty much, unless someone grabs that Jackson, I'm assuming it's his? Yeah, because there's no rear echelon squad. Someone... Oh, well, yeah. Anyway... So, he's go recruit that, and he'll have a Jackson and a Pershing. I don't think that's going to fight King Tiger and 2 Stooks. I just really don't think so. So right now the Allies are on the back foot. If the Ostwind is in King Tiger... Oh, they have an elephant now. Oh, damn. You let the Germans get their heavy armor out. Yeah, that was a really bad move on your end. Now wasn't it, dude? Now wasn't it? Anyway... MG opening fire, hopefully stop the infantry from coming on in. And the Major says GG and leaves after that dumb decision. He still has all of his infantry. He still has everything. Okay. This could be it for the American player who's charging on in. Did he get rid of that mine from earlier? I think he did. Good. So he's not deploying that. Meanwhile, again, bazooka teams would be best to hit that stuff, but alas, he got only a Thompson squad. Jackson Pershing still opening fire up the Vet 3, by the way. Trying to pull the F back. Taking too much damage from those Stoogs. Throws grenade from, yet not doing all that much. Jackson will kill a Stoog. Oh, AT grenade actually gets that. But alas, it's pretty much over, and yeah, it's done for. It's sad that he lost the Pershing. It really is, and he just had the Jackson left, but Jackson could have easily killed that, and maybe kill one more, but it would have been a close fight. And what has reserves? The other guy does not, and has an AI for a team with his teammate side pretty much falling apart. It's a close game. Even though the German army was deployed at the end, it didn't really have too much to play into it. A lot of the light stuff is really what did it. Most damage and kills on the Allied side goes to the Major. For the Axis, it goes to What. By the way, What, thank you for submitting this replay. You're very kind, sir. So thank you so very much for doing so. Overall, I would say that probably out of the two players, What, Samson had better unit preservation, I think. For the most part, at least more units that were highly vetted. You eventually got it toward the end. Your Ostwind specifically was your MVP and did very good against infantry. If it wasn't for, I'm assuming, the Rangers at the beginning, you probably would have had the other one out for a long period of time and probably would have gotten more kills. But 53 is nothing to sneeze at all. So good job there. Really good job in terms of killing infantry and kind of pushing the enemy back there. The Major, your infantry and howitzers, along with Desert Fox's infantry, were really damn good. I think your armor plays could have done a lot better. But yeah, it's just good. The Axis just held out for as long as they could and eventually was able to take some points. If they didn't, and they were saving for heavy tanks, they would have lost this game before deploying those heavy tanks. So good thing they won the battle overall on the map before the heavy tanks deployed. It was kind of like the Elephant didn't even fire a shot, for Pete's sakes. I think the Desert Fox's big issue was he kind of let this place undefended. I think having a ragtag force holding them back, maybe killing this bunker, would have been a lot better. And I think the Allies, I think the Allies could have done a little bit better in terms of armor gameplay by, like, charging an elephant. Why would you do that? Let it charge you and then hit with a three-shot continuous Jackson fire. Anyway, What did pretty well, like I said, with his Ostwind. Best unit over here was probably... God damn, like, a lot of his units are just highly vetted, so good job there. Just really good job. And, again, What got more kills and less losses, so overall did a damn good job with that. So, nothing against you, Samson, just looking at the facts. But in any case, guys, submit your replays down below. Also, support me on Patreon if you want. Make sure you like, subscribe. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Josh, Milam, Joey G240, Just Thomas Plays, Spartycus, Rifle, JrChicklis, Pyroshark, Ollie, Ace, GTA, and Jakub Oswai. Thank you all for your incredible support. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see you all next time.